Inside the building, Strack finds the sword, only to discover it belonged to Akar. To get at Roxas, the two Glatorian unleashed the Rock Tribe's Spigot. Taking advantage of this distraction, the two Glatorian escape the city, knocking out Atticus on the way. While fleeing, Gresh finds a transmitter in the sword and crushes it. Reaching Malum's lair, the two Glatorian plan to free the Agori. Gresh covers his armor with shining powder and makes the Vorox believe he is a ghost, but Malum is not deceived. Strack takes reins of the Spigot and makes it ride. Complete with Gresh, the caravan races off, but accidentally plunges into the Dark Falls. The wagon is destroyed and the Excidian sinks, but the group manages to survive. Gresh is fished out by Strack in exchange for some of Tarduk's artifacts. They are then joined by Akar and Kina, who are sent to look for them. Kina sends Strack searching for a Skrull party. When he finds one, led by Strontius, the White Glatorian pretends to be the only survivor of the accident and asks the Skrull for help. The Skrull frisks the Excidian out and stow it onto another wagon. Strontius tries to kill Strack, but is ambushed by the other Glatorian. The caravan flees from the Skrull, but is suddenly halted by Malum and his Vorox. Akar tricks the Skrull into thinking the Vorox are on their side, and Strontius decides to attack the beast, giving only a convoy a chance to flee. Malum pursues the convoy and accuses Akar of associating with thieves. After threatening Gresh, the former Glatorian leaves. The party finds the bodies of a bone hunter party around a giant crater. Before dying, a bone hunter reveals to Kina that they were attacked by a Scopio. The Scopio XVI, driven by Teleros, emerges from the sand to attack the caravan. To confuse the mad warrior, the party splits. Teleros targets Akar and downs him. While Gresh takes care of the veteran Glatorian, Kina evades all the fire from the vehicle and jumps on it. Gresh and Akar push some of the ingots of Excidian between the gears of the Scopio, disabling it. Kina jumps into the cockpit and captures Teleros, who tries to convince her that he will go after the Skrull who are pursuing them, but Kina realizes he is lying and knocks him unconscious. The caravan, complete with the whole group, eventually makes it back to Vulcanus. During this, Nektan leaves a squadron of Rockshi to Metronui, but is met with resistance from the Toamari. The 7 Taraga are captured and imprisoned in the Colosseum. The Skrull warrior Brannar leaves a Vorox run in the area north of Roxas to search for Batera. Brannar's patrol squad and captive Vorox are attacked and killed by Batera, but he is spared so he may relay the news of the Batera's southern advance. Tuma is visited by Metis, who the Skrull have been working with to organize their conquest of Barra Magna. Agori explains that he can tell Tuma how to defeat the Batera, and announces he is going to work as Tuma's partner. Takanuva searches for the device which teleports Destral. Takanuva locates the teleportation device and sends word to Nupuru that he needs his help fixing it. Tarax and Strack participate in a practice match before the Great Tournament. Tarax remarks that no Skrull have appeared in Atero to participate in the tournament. All Toa leave Metronui to help with the resistance elsewhere. Akmau is assigned the unofficial title of Taraga of Metronui and orders the Pomatoran carvers to create statues of Makuta Pterodax. Several Agori, including Tarduk, Kairai, Protesius, Skidonius, and Kerbald, are assigned to assist in preparations for Atero to host the coming Great Tournament. Tahu, Kopik, Jomak, Kraka, Guardian, and Lariska set up camp in Karzani to organize a new plan of action. A few Order of Modernui members somewhere south of Karzani look for a cache of weapons and supplies. However, they are killed by Rockshi. While searching for treasure in the wastelands outside Atero, Tarduk discovers a metal square map with a picture of the Red Star on it. Guardian is pulled and crushed beneath the earth as a team of Exotoa appear to hold Tahu's group hostage. He is then revived on the Red Star. Tarduk enlists Protesius to round up other Agori to join them on an expedition to track down the Red Star. Onua arrives and saves them by opening a chasm that the Exotoa falls into. In a secret area of Atero, Tarduk watches Gresh practice a new series of moves for the tournament. During the practice, Malum and a group of Voroks appear to warn Gresh of pending danger to all the gathered Glatorian and Agori. Gresh dismisses the warning at first, but informs the others of the news anyway. The Toa Nuva of Earth then informs Tahu and the others of Pterodax's possible source of energized protodermis on the island of Daxia, and together they plan to travel there to destroy it. Kerbald agrees to join Tarduk and Crotesius, and they depart towards the White Quartz Mountains using Sandstalkers borrowed from Metis. Axon awakens from an illusion created by Pterodax and vows to take the Makuta down. The Agori Ranu, Berex, and Metis travel to the gates of Atero and observe a massive army of Skrull warriors marching upon to the city. The Skrull attack the Glatorian and Agori, killing many of their already few numbers. Terex and Ranu, realizing that Atero has been overtaken, take it upon themselves to act as leaders of the evacuation, saving as many Glatorian and Agori as possible. The survivors regroup in a cave in the desert, debating the best course of action to fight back against the Skrull. Lewa arrives at the island of Artaka to recruit its ruler in the resistance efforts, only to find it under siege. Artaka teleports Lewa to Trenkrom's island instead to ask for assistance against the Makuta. The small party notices that they are being pursued by a pack of iron wolves and attempt to evade them as they travel deeper into the mountains. Inadvertently, the Agori stumble upon the den of the wolves, encountering more than 60 beasts in the mountains. The ancient warrior Cyril arrives and subdues the wolves. He proceeds to explain the history of the wolves and the core war on Sphere's magma. As Cyril warns of the return of the Element Lords, an avalanche of snow cascades towards the party, controlled by the Element Lord of Ice. Before the avalanche can reach the assembled beings, a firestorm created by the Element Lord of Fire spares them. Cyril and the Iron Wolves retreat, while the Agori continue to the north. Cyril appears and cautions the Agori against continuing their voyage. After learning of Tarduk's metal map piece with the red star, the warrior realizes that the search party is seeking the same secrets as the Element Lords are. He describes the treacherous path ahead, which includes the Forest of Blades and the River Dormus, and departs. Kerbald tries to leave the group, but Tarduk and Crotesius persuade him to stay. The Agori notice a howling-like wind coming from the direction of the forest. Upon closer inspection, they realize that soldiers of the Glatorian species have merged with the plant life of the forest. Feeling sick, scared, and hungry, Kerbald abandons the mission and begins the journey back to Equinox after a heartfelt parting. The two Agori continue into the forest, unperturbed by the warriors. However, the howling wind returns and the warriors reach out to seize the two villagers. The Element Lord of Jungle emerges from a mini-cyclone and plans to dispose of the Agori, as there will be no use to him in locating the Valley of the Maze. The Element Lord intends to release Tarduk and keep Crotesius as a prisoner of the Forest of the Blades. While Tarduk and the Element Lord converse, Kerbald returns and sets the Agori free with a torch burning the plant life. This causes excruciating pain to the Element Lord of Jungle. The trio of Agori end up at the River Dormus, where they are captured by the Element Lord of Water, who believes they know how to get through the maze. As they are making a deal, the Element Lord of Ice freezes over the river. The Element Lord of Rock separates the three Agori by shattering the oncoming ice and manifests himself as a duplicate Tarduk. After interrogating the Agori for reasons of why they made the journey, he lets them continue and vows that he will acquire the power of the Great Beings. The Agori walk along the Dormus, witnessing a group of Batera shapeshifting, and finally reach the headwaters. They come upon the Spirit Wishes Archway, which Tarduk recognizes from a legend that says that anyone who passes through will have their greatest wish granted. The Agori pass through so they can get to their destination quicker. However, the archway teleports them back to the Arena Magma. Tarduk realizes that it was because they secretly wanted to go back to their homes. The Agori then leave for their villages, but Tarduk swears he will go back to the north someday.